What is going on, everybody? Today we are going to finally check out the augments. We are going to go through all of the different augments that I have, kind of give you an idea of what you can get and things that you obviously can't. Maybe some recommendations on what type of loadouts you should make, and just do some examples. Kind of find the things that you can and can't do. If you have not messed with this stuff yet, I think that it can be pretty useful, especially for AI battles. Just because of the fact that in those AI battles, you can get gear, you can get skins, you can get all sorts of stuff. So you want to be able to get those gold chests or the winner's chests to be able to get those. I've picked up a ton of skins and gear from doing those AI battles. So you can make a pretty good team just by having these augments on here. And if there's anything that I missed or anything else or any other recommendations you have, feel free to leave them in the comments. But if you do enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up. Links to my Twitter and Twitch in the description. But yeah, let's get into this. We're going to check out all the different ones that I have first, kind of give you an idea. I have a total of about 45 different augments, right? You have 5 different types. I'm assuming that obviously a lot of them are character specific. I noticed that a lot of them are special ability specific. So they're obviously, some of these are not going to be the same that what you have, that what I have, especially being that they're for Kung Lao. But you can find the same, pretty much the same thing, just a special ability that deals damage or something like that. And you got AI ones that are only for AI battles, and then you have ones that are player and AI. So we're going to check out some examples first, and then we're going to get into different types. So different types of loadouts and stuff. So we have more damage. We got earn additional hearts if you show mercy. Although 6% hearts really doesn't seem like much, right? Especially if you do a mercy and perform a brutality. That's only 5 hearts. I mean, what is 6% of 5 hearts? And fighters receive 9% less damage. I mean, things like this where it's AI only can really help for those. Orbiting hat, more damage. More soul fragments. We got more damage there. Just special ability damage. More experience if you win. Fighters inflict additional damage. The ones for the AI is really cool. They could really make a team, especially if you have 3 characters that have these 9% additional damages added onto 3 separate pieces of gear. I mean, we're talking teams could have, you know, close to 100% additional damage for some fights. That could be pretty crucial, pretty easy to come out with wins a lot of the time. Regeneration gauges, more additional experience, less damage. More, the highest I've seen is 9% so far as the damage, and same with decreased, or I guess reduction in damage has been 9%. Less damage, 9%. Earn additional hearts, earn experience, more damage. So you basically got the idea, right? A lot of different special abilities, a lot of different things with damage, and a lot of things that take away damage. Most of the ones for your personal character, the ones that you play, are going to be ones that have just special abilities or maybe experience, hearts, and etc. So that's all the different types. I mean, 5 different types, a whole bunch of different augments. Most of these augments I got from, you know, if you saw any in one of the character tower, you know, that I went through all 5 stages. I got a ton of those augments in there, and of course playing with Kung Lao and doing all those. That's how I picked up a bunch of them. But on to, I guess, different types of loadouts. I would recommend making one for the AI that you put in those AI battles, and then one for your character to go through the towers and stuff. We are going to check out the one for the AI battles. We're going to do some rerolls. We're going to do some, you know, things you can do once you add it and once you take it away, just so you can see that there's really no reason, especially if you play the towers, there's really no reason just to equip them, because it's so easy to change them and so easy to swap them out in case you find another piece of gear you like, or maybe you find, you know, a different augment that you want to add instead. So don't be scared about just adding one and thinking that it's, you know, you're never going to get it back or anything like that. You'll see that here in a little bit. But I already re-rolled all of these just for the simple fact, just to save time and stuff. And it costs 1,000 coins to re-roll it. You get 2 different random augments or augment types each time you do it. So I'm just going to add them. So right now for the first one, for the hat, I got Order Crystals and I got Chaos Energy. This is going to be for my AI one, the one that I'm going to add for the AI battles. And I am going to put blocking heals you for 3 and you get plus 1% damage. I think this is one of the best ones that I've seen. Especially when you're the AI blocks so much, so you know it's going to be constantly adding to the healing over and over again. So that seems to be pretty crucial. Shaolin Drop deals 3% damage. That is one of Kung Lao's special abilities. There's another one that's 9%, but I think I'm going to add that to my character one. So I'm going to add the 3% to that one. So we got blocking heals you for 3 and extra 3% damage. Nothing crazy for the damage one, but the heal one, dude, that is absolutely awesome. Then we got Soul on this one and another AI one specific. Fighters on your team inflict 3% additional damage. I've seen them up as high as 9%. So we're going to add this one since it's AI specific. Only AI can use it. So why not have an AI loadout that has just AI, I guess, stats, you know, things that only the AI does. Fighters on your team inflict 3% additional damage if you lost a fight, and it adds another 1.5%. So just in case Kung Lao by chance actually loses, because he's the one that fights first, even after that time, then everybody else gets additional damage. So that's nice. And then we got his Insignia. And for this one, I got the Flame and I got Dragon Blood on there. And so both of these I have AI only. Regeneration 6%. But I'm going to take fighters on your team receive 9% less damage. So think if each one of the 3 characters had that, right? 9% might not seem a lot, but if you have 3 characters on your team and all 3 of them have 9%, then fighters on your team receive 27% less damage. So it can be quite significant after you add a few extras. You inflict 3% additional damage if you fight first. This is why Kung Lao fights first, and it has 0.5%. So that, you know, we added a bunch of stuff, which gives you a bunch of extra damage, gives you less damage, gives special abilities more damage. And so that's pretty cool. And just so you can see, you know, if I wanted to say change one of these, let's say the fire one, we can go to edit augment and we can go to unequip, just push an X. It costs you 1,000 coins, but we just hit that and then it goes away. And then as you see, it's empty again. So I could go to a different piece of gear if I wanted to. Even if I wanted to switch the gear, I guess, of my AI fighter, I can take off both of these augments, continue to re-roll until I get these same 2, and then just go back over here and then add the same piece. So it doesn't disappear. Don't worry about, you know, what happens when you add it, or do I lose it or anything like that. You can add it, you can take it away, you can put it on different pieces of gear, you can re-roll it. If I wanted to hit Y and re-roll this, which I could for 1,000, it would give me 2 other random ones. The 2 that I have equipped on there would disappear, but they would go back into my inventory, and then I can add different ones. So in case you know, get other ones that you want to add instead, maybe, or if you get a new augment that's a different type of augment, you can very well just re-roll it and then just keep re-rolling until you get those. So that is my AI loadout. I mean, he looks really good. He has a bunch of things that affect the team. He has a bunch of things that affect his damage and receiving less damage. So when you have 3 characters that all have the same stuff, man, I think for the AI battles, that could be crucial to getting those better chests, getting those skins, and getting those free pieces of gear. We have, now this is like one of the characters that I decided to play, one of the loadouts. And again, I just re-rolled everything just so you can see, I guess, to save time so I don't have to sit there and re-roll it. Now, what I would recommend to do in order to get that way, I guess, is to bring up your augments. And since I'm talking about the hat this time, I would scroll through all my different ones down here, and you see that every augment tells you what piece of gear it's for. We have bracer, bracer, insignia, razor hat, bracer, etc. So look through all the ones that are for your hat or for your first piece of gear, And think, you know, Orbiting Hat deals 3% damage. Well, I don't use the Orbiting Hat special ability, and so I'm not going to need that one. 6% experience, I don't really care about that. We got 3%, don't need that one. 6% less damage if you lose the first round. That could be nice, I guess, when you're fighting, you know, in the towers and stuff. That could be pretty cool. So that's a possibility. Spiritual Guidance Soul Burst, that is the special ability that I do use, so that could be a possibility as well. And then we got more experience, which I don't care about. Possessed Hat, which is another one I don't use. Here is the blocking one. That is one of them that I have on there. Blocking heals for 3. I do want that one. 3% less damage in the first round, which could be nice. That could be useful. Shaolin Drop. And I think there was another one. Yeah, 9% more damage. And that's the other one that I'm going to use. So I find the two that I want, and in this particular case, it's the Order Crystal and then the Chaos Energy. And then what I would do is go to the Razor Hat, reroll, reroll, reroll until I got those 2 augments. Then once I did, I pick them. I go over here, 9% extra damage. The Shaolin Drop I use all the time. So we're going to add that on there. Blocking heals you for 3. We're going to add that on there. And then we go to this one, do the exact same thing. We got spins. I think there was another one that had spins on there too. Spins deal 9% more damage. Just about every single combo I do has a spin in it. So I'm going to want to get more damage that way. And then this other one, we got teleport damage. And so I use teleport a lot. He does like a dive attack, he does a grab, he does a overhead attack, and he does a mid attack. So he can do up to 4 different attacks when he uses his teleport. So all of those are going to deal 9% more damage. And then the last one, we have the Insignia. I really don't have too many that affect the actual player when it comes to the Insignia, but a couple things that we should pay attention to. Let's say that we wanted to add these 2 and we had these 2 on here, but let's say I got a different augment and it was, I don't know, something for the blood or something like that, and it was a red one. And let's say that was for the Insignia and I wanted to add that. Well, I need that for the augment spot. And so if I was to re-roll this with the gear on there, you got to be careful, because if you re-roll it, it says re-rolling sockets will destroy any equipped augments in the first 2 spots. So you definitely don't want to re-roll it when we have the actual gear on there. What we want to do is hit edit, and then we go to unequip. And when we unequip it, then it puts it back into our inventory. So just be careful with that as far as doing the re-rolls. Then we can re-roll it. Since there is no augments on there, we can re-roll it after that. Since they're both empty, then we can get new ones and then go back to it, edit the augments, and we can put the ones on there that we want to put on there. So just be careful as far as that goes. You know, you don't want to delete the ones that you have on there. Just be sure that you hit that equip. But like I said, I don't really have any that's going to really affect the player too much when it comes to the actual Insignia. So I'm still waiting on those. So I'll probably just leave those blank for right now and still work on other gear and things like that. I have a lot that affect the AI, but not very many that affect myself. So I can feel free just to leave this blank or to switch it out with a different piece of gear or something like that. If I wanted to swap it out with this one, totally fine. We can just add different pieces to that and delete it and etc. So that kind of gives you a basic idea of maybe how the augments work and how you can add them and just different things you can do with them. I have, like I said, an absolute ton. So, you know, feel free to experiment. If there's anything that you think that I've left out, anything that you feel, you know, want to talk about. Oh, there was another thing. What do y'all think? I'm curious you know, let me know in the comments. What do y'all think this final augment spot is going to be? I don't think it's going to be for maybe an actual augment, because if that was the case, then why wouldn't they just add 3 of them and let you just do that instead of just throwing a lock with a coming soon? Maybe, I don't know, maybe it has to do with what was that new, that gosh, I can't even think of what it was called. That new game mode, I guess, that's coming in like 2 weeks. Maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe like if you fight in that, or maybe battles in that have to do with that one. Or maybe something else completely. I mean, maybe a different thing that you can add to it that's not an actual augment, just another piece of, you know, an item to make it even better, or to give you more damage or something like that. But I'm kind of curious what that is going to be, you know, what the coming soon is and all that stuff. And for those of you that played Injustice 2, do you think this gear system is better than the one in there? We get a piece of gear in Injustice 2. It already has the augments on there, and you have to re-roll the augments to get something different. Here you have the augments, you re-roll the types of augments to add those to the, you know, the gear piece you want. I prefer this way better as opposed to the other way, because sometimes in the other end, Injustice, man, I would spend hours trying to get the perfect augments on my piece of gear, and sometimes I didn't even get them that I wanted. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Hopefully you did enjoy. I mean, let me know what you think about these augments. Do you like them? Do you use them? Do you want to see more of them? What do you think is going to be in this third spot? I'm curious what y'all had to say. But anyways, I will see y'all very soon. I'm going to start my next character tower. We're going to hit back into the crypt again. I got a ton of souls. I think I got like 16,000, 15,000 or something like that. And a ton of hearts, 4,000, 5,000 hearts. So we're going to open up a bunch of chests and stuff again. So anyways, guys, if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. I will see y'all very soon. I am out. Peace.